Hi everyone! Thank you for joining me for the monthly card readings for each sign. If you enjoy these free readings, you can show your support by donating or purchasing some of my many wares. If you can't afford to purchase anything, you can still show your support by subscribing, thumbs-upping, sharing, or take a second to click on one of the ads. Thank you in advance for your continued support, and I truly appreciate each and every one of you. Now on to the reading. Hello Gemini, thanks for joining me for the May 2016 Taroscope with Animal Totem card. We're going to be using the Rock and Roll Tarot deck, which is my deck that I created, and then we're going to pull a card out of the Beast Mistress Animal Oracle cards for your Animal Totem, which is also a deck that I created. Okay, before we start the reading, I want everybody to close your eyes and pick a color. Just whatever color pops into your mind, remember that. Remember that color. And we're going to get started with the reading for Gemini. By the way, from now on I'm going to have thumbnails. I'm going to try that. So if you can't find my videos, they're always going to do the thumbnails. YouTube recommends it, and that way there's no confusion mixing me up with anybody else, okay? Alright, so let's get on to the reading for Gemini. Happy birthday to all you May Geminis as well. Okay, now there's a card. Ooh, there's a card, alright. What's going on for Geminis in May of 2016? For Gemini. I have more than one? I only have one. Gemini, May 2016. I hope that everybody gets a message. If this message doesn't resonate with you, then make sure to check your rising and your moon sign too. Because tarot is not necessarily astrologically specific. Okay. I'll take the top one. There was a few of them sticking out. What's going on with Gemini for May 2016? Okay. There's your cards. Now, whatever color you picked, look at these cards and look at the words that are that color. And also, you don't have to read it exactly what the word says. Whatever, just kind of look at it and whatever it seems to say. That's what's good about these letters being kind of messy, squiggly or whatever you want to call it. It's that it can look like other things, and that's the way your subconscious mind can talk to you. So this is kind of an interactive reading, and I hope that everybody does get a message. Okay, happy birthday to you, Geminis, and the sun is moving into Gemini on the 20th. So this is your power time every year, your solar return. This is your solar new year, and it does apply to Gemini rising as well, because it's when everything moves into your first house, and it is totally a new beginning for you. This is not January 1st, not New Year's Day. This time of the year, especially your birthday, is a time to do all your manifestation for you're creating the energy for the full year, and you have a lot of power, you have a lot of energy. Planets will be moving into your sign around this time. The first card out was Nine of Swords, and I want you guys to freeze frame this and really look at it, and especially if it's your colors and everything, but even if it isn't your colors, look at those letters, look at those words, see what stands out to you, because there's messages to be had, and that's how you can get a personal reading, a personal message, by looking at some of this stuff. So Nine of Swords says that you were crying, you were upset, there was some sorrow, there was something going on here. But then you have Emperor and Star together, so this is really nice. Star over here is always your spirit guides and angels and everything, and Star is bringing in some kind of spiritual guidance or blessings. Star always wants to see you be on your right track, wants to see good things happening for you. And the Star seems to be bringing in the Emperor. So the Emperor is male or female, somebody in a position of power or authority. They're in the upright position, so that says that they're in a position where they can help you, where they can kind of give you a leg up, or maybe even give you some advice here, because you do have the Hermit here, Hermit also is a card of withdrawing, thinking, being enlightened, because if you look at his little lantern there, he's got a Merkaba in there. So he's receiving enlightenment. Sometimes it's wise advice, too. And I want to say that it's not a time to rush forward right now. It's a good time to make your plans, get clear about your intentions, but it's almost because strength is right in the middle of the whole spread here. And strength is always kind of a card of hang in there, slow down, wait. It may take time for things to manifest. You know, I see this lion is really popping at me on that card. So it might even be saying that it might not manifest for some of you until the time of Leo. And then that 8 is popping too, which would be the 8th month of Leo, August, when Leo. So for some of you, it might not even be till August that this thing really comes through. But this is the time to do the planning stages. And let Spirit and let your angels and your guides help you and work their magic. Let them maneuver things around to get things lined up to be in your favor. The Emperor is going to be somebody that's going to help you. If any of you are involved in some kind of legal matter or court case, this could be your lawyer and the judge. I just heard that. Here comes the judge. Here comes the judge. I think that's from Laugh-In. I think I got a Laugh-In reference last month, too. That's just strange. Maybe it's the psychedelic cards are taking me back to that era or something. I don't know. But anyways, here comes the judge. But anyways, back to the reading. So this could be something, but again, because they're in the upright position, if you're dealing with something like that, it's like things could really go in your favor. You know, don't anguish over it. It's almost like you have a lot of major arcana here too, surrounding this 9 of Swords, because this is you being upset or something that you're worried about or maybe keeps you up at night, right? And you're in your head. You know, Geminis, you guys can get in your head too sometimes too. You know, you got to get out of your head. I mean, I know that's your forte and you're really good at it, but these major arcana are surrounding, and especially with Hermit and Star, these are these higher forces, these higher, all major arcana are higher forces, but it just feels like there's bigger things at work that you don't even have, they're not in your immediate sight line yet. There's things going on behind the scenes, and there's things that are working in your favor that you might not even know about yet. So, you know, just try to connect with that energy, at least, you know, that I know that there's things, do some positive affirmations, you know. I allow I allow things to work in my favor, you know, those kind of things. You know what's good here is the Ace of Cups is here. I love that, especially since it's your birthday time and you know, your solar return and everything. Ace of Cups is a new beginning in love, primarily. So a lot of you, I mean, when Star shows up with Ace of Cups, this could be a new love person coming in many of you. You may have, if you're single, some of you may be getting new relationships. I mean, that could totally be happening with these two cards popping together here. But it is divine creation, too. This could be feeling really creative, getting a lot of great ideas that are inspired ideas, you know, coming through in the form of your creations, whatever they may be. Another thing I want to say about this whole configuration is what can you do to be proactive? What can you do? You know, there's that saying, worry is like praying for what you don't want to happen. So instead of worrying, what can you do? I mean, maybe things are not moving quickly, and I feel like it's kind of out of your control. You know, like there's things happening, but they're just not happening. They're not in front of you yet. So in the meantime, while you're waiting, because Strength and Hermit are both cards of waiting too, like it's like you're waiting, what can you be doing? What kind of positive things can you be doing, especially around this time of year with your solar return? Well, you know, Geminis, you are very verbal, 3rd house writing. You could be writing down lists of what you want to manifest, you know. And the more general you can be, the better it is. Don't say, I want this particular person to show up at this particular time to do this particular thing. You know, go expand beyond that. Go where the Hermit is. Go up on the mountain and look at it from a higher perspective. And the Star, too, is this higher perspective. You know, say, I want, whatever it is. So say you want to meet somebody. Don't say, well, I want Joe Blow to come back to me and show up at my door on such and such date. No. What was good about Joe Blow? What was, or John, whoever, don't use a specific person. Like, what were the qualities and the things that were positive about him or her? And then incorporate those qualities into what you would. I want to meet somebody who is maybe Gemini intelligent, where I have a good line of communication with, I have a good mental connection with, whatever they may be. Be as broad as you can. Try not confining it, because your small ideas that you can roll around in your head, the universe, don't, by being narrow-minded and saying it only can be this way, you're blocking out, just the plethora of all the goodness that could be really coming to you. And you do have a lot of guardianship around you, and a lot of spirit guides and angels are trying to work for you. So allow it to work for you. Find joy, find things that you can do that are positive right now. There's this Knight of Pentacles showing up down here. Now, in these general readings, it could be a male, female, it's not gender specific. But this person seems to be real positive, and seems to be, maybe they're the love person, they could be. So, usually it's an earth sign, Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo, but also know that we are in the time of Virgo. I saw Virgo there. We're in the time of Earth, we're in the time of Taurus, until the 20th, until we move into Gemini. The fact that I blurted out Virgo and that said in my, that came out of my mouth, maybe for some of you this is a Virgo. Maybe that was a message for some of you, that maybe this actually is a Virgo person. Virgo also starts in the 8th month at the end of August. But it doesn't seem like it's that far out. This person seems like they're showing up now. They're showing up now. Maybe they're financial. They could be somebody financial with the Pentacles. But the rest of this reading isn't necessarily financial. It isn't necessarily romantic either. I think it's more about your overall well-being. Of how do you go from here to here? Or maybe this is how you get out of there. If you're in a state of being upset and worried, you got to make a new beginning in no time like the present. There's some sword cards over here. 3 of Swords in reverse and 2 of Swords in reverse. I'll hold them up so you can look at them. And look at the letters upside down, because they will look different upside down, and they're going to bring a different message. And by the way, if any of you if the colors worked out to be something really cool, or you do see other words in there, please leave it in the comments, because I'm always interested to hear about that stuff. So there was a decision made, and it wasn't what you really wanted it to be. I think for a lot of you, you were hurt by love. I just heard that song, I've Been Hurt by Love. I need a drink of water, excuse me. I can't think of the rest of it. I'm just a fool for a pretty face, that's what I'm hearing. Well, maybe somebody was a fool for a pretty face. That could apply to somebody out there. Maybe that's why I said that song. But I'm hearing that song, I've been hurt by love. I've been hurt by love. So, you've been hurt by love. Maybe you need a reprieve time to heal. Maybe you need to go through a healing time. And then maybe you're going to be ready to spring back into action with this Ace of Cups. Whatever this is, I just feel like it's just such small potatoes compared to all these major arcana cards around you. This is like, it's just a little drop in the bucket. It's not that, in the grand scheme of things, in the big picture, this wasn't that big of a deal. But there was some decision made, or maybe you had to make that tough decision to end a relationship that was bringing you a lot of pain. It doesn't necessarily have to even be a relationship. Maybe a decision was made, and there was some kind of hurt or disappointment that followed. So maybe you didn't get the job, whatever it was. For some reason, I want to say for a lot of you, this might have been back in Aquarius time. I don't know why I want to say that, but I'm just really feeling like kind of back in Aquarius time. So take that with, or leave it, take that as whatever it might be. But it feels like the big message here for you guys really is this is a planning time. This is a time for planning. It's a time for new beginnings. You're in this solar return, you don't want to be in this space in your solar return, because then you don't want to manifest this for the entire year, So do whatever you can right now. If it's not moving forward, a lot of planets are in retrograde, you know, so things aren't moving forward, you can still make plans. You can still write down your thoughts and ideas. You can still begin creating your future, even if it's not manifesting right in front of you at this time. Okay, we're going to go ahead and do the animal totem card. Stay tuned, because I want to tell you guys real quick about these books, and then we'll be right back with the animal totem. Don't go away. Hey everyone, before we get to the animal totem, I want to make a few quick announcements. If you're learning how to read tarot from watching these videos, you can pick up my book, Tarot in the Modern World. It's very inexpensive and easy to understand. It's available on Amazon. You can find the link above and below and up in the eye. This deck, Tarot in the Modern World, is available from the Game Crafter as well as the Animal Totem. I started doing these coloring books, these adult coloring books. I have the Animal Totem coloring book, which has all sorts of places for notes, and it even has the definitions from the Animal Totem deck in there, and you can make notes of your own and journal. I did an astrology one, which is chock full of information, additional information, the signs, and it has the constellation and all the symbols in it, and you can learn a little astrology while having some fun coloring. It also has a notes section in the back as well, a couple pages of notes. And then probably my favorite is the rock art coloring book. It's affirmations that are said over and over again, which help you to program your subconscious mind. And as you're coloring, there's a place right on the same page to put some notes. And there's lots of cool ones, and it's a pretty detailed coloring book. And then there's also, as we get to all the way to the back, there is a just words. This last one's really detailed. You know, some of them are pretty detailed. And it's I am beautiful, etc., etc. I allow love into my life, etc., etc. I invite integrity, etc., etc. I believe in myself, etc., etc. And then after that, there's some pages for you to continue on your own. Like, use this as a jumping off point. I am, fill in your own words. I allow, I invite, I believe. And then there's just blank pages to write anything. And you can just doodle in there, or you can write sentences out. But actually writing stuff out really does help manifest and things and bring about change in your life. Also wanted to announce that the soul readings are back. You can find that on the Eye in the Sky. This is a deep reading. This is I look at your chart. It's a psychic reading of your chart. It has a lot to do with past lives and what you're doing here on Earth and why you're here. It's pretty deep. It's not superficial at all. So if those of you that want to take it to the next level and are looking for something a little deeper, it's a private video that I'll shoot while I write on the tablet on your chart, and then I send you the video. It's good forever, and I send you the JPEG of everything that I wrote. So check some of that stuff out. And without further ado, back to the animal totem reading. Okay, Gemini, let's have a look and see what is going to be the animal totem card for Gemini for May of 2016. Do I have one? No, there was more than one. I fell back in. Oh, there it is. That's definitely it. Oh, the deer. That's a good one. Freeze frame and look at it if you want. Let me read what I initially wrote. Gentle, peaceful, sensitive soul. Loving persuasion realizes desires. Pay attention to your surroundings, ready to act in an instant. Quiet introspect, reveal the answers you seek. Well, that's a key phrase right there. Quiet introspect, reveal the answers you seek. And that's what this reading is all about here. You know, the hermit, that's like going within, listening to wise advice. The wise counsel could be a person outside of yourself or somebody else. You know, with the deer, that there's such a gentle, you know, the deer is so much about being gentle and everything. But I want to tell you also to be gentle on yourself. Don't be hard on yourself. Don't beat yourself up. You got to love yourself. You know, you really do. And this is the time to love yourself, because you have so much energy behind you, you know. So much mojo is in your corner here, you know, with your solar return and the sun moving into Gemini. So this is a very powerful time. So you need to be how you're going to use the energy. You know, it's not in a real outward forceful way with that gentle deer showing up. It's an inward thing. And it starts from within, and connecting with higher forces that are ready and waiting to really steer you in the right direction and really help you out. And this person is going to be important. For some of you, this might be a love interest, okay? Alright, Gemini, so thank you guys so much for liking, sharing books, videos, decks, everything you guys do, commenting, reviews, all of it. I really appreciate it so much. I do appreciate the donations. It does help to keep everything free. Remember, you are love and beauty incarnate. Have a great birthday and a great month of May, and I'll speak to you soon.